Today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about needs and wants and stuff like that when it comes to cars and where you're spending your money. Some of the stuff that you're spending money on, none of us are even using anymore because of technology. So we're going to go through a few of these items, and maybe when you're thinking about your next car, you won't spend more money to get stuff that you might not even use. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, guys. There are lots of cars out there that you can buy. Lots and lots and lots. Now, it is definitely going towards more of a sport utility market right now, and people are buying those up by the dozen every day. And you still have choices, right? You still have choices for navigation, Bluetooth, heads-up display, all these different types of things. And most of the time when you're shopping for things, we think that we want it all, and we don't really need to spend money on things we're not even going to use. So today I'm going to talk to you about a few little options that may save you money if you do not buy them because you probably won't even use them. All right, we're going to start off with navigation. How many of you have one of these? See how big that screen is? You know, this is a Galaxy Note 10. This is a phone that, you know, I can see the navigation on it just as well as in any car outside of a Tesla. Tesla has a big 12-inch screen, so the navigation beats the phone. However, when you're doing navigation through Google Maps, having actual navigation in the car is usually a $2,000 option that you don't need to spend money on because you already have it in your hand. And so what does that mean to you? That means that cars come in different trims. Let's take a Santa Fe, for instance, a Hyundai Santa Fe. Hyundai Santa Fe has a SE, it has a Limited, it has an Ultimate package, it has all these different packages, right? And each package adds more technology, more convenience items, more things that cost more money. And so the goal is to figure out exactly which car you should be driving for the actual needs you have instead of the wants that you have. Remember, in any of my videos, I'm always talking about how the wants and likes always cost you a lot more money than just the things that you actually need. So before you buy your next car, think about how big your phone is, or upgrading your phone for $1,000 instead of spending $2,000 on navigation and having a payment on your car that's $30 or $40 more a month just because you had to have navigation. The next thing is DVD player. How many of you guys remember these? This is actually a CD, which I don't even know what this is doing in my office, but CDs, you know, like lots of clients with kids ask me about DVD players. They want to get these DVD players. Some of them are Bluetooth compatible. Some of them offer big screens for the back of the car. But once you have 2 or 3 kids, they all want to watch different things. And so as quiet as you think they may be when that movie's playing, they're still arguing because they want to watch different things. Bluetooth and DVD, I haven't actually purchased a DVD myself in probably 3 or 4 years because we use a system called Vudu, which is a digital platform that I can buy my movies on. And then they just stay in the cloud for as long as I live, and then I can grandfather that to somebody else. And you could probably get 3 iPads for the kids for the same amount of money, you know, and that way they can download the movies they want in the house before you go on a trip, put their headsets on and watch exactly what they want to watch, and it didn't have to be this big fight over what movie we're going to play. So give that some thought when you're thinking about having to have DVD in your car. And if you're still buying DVDs, that's okay. Some people do like to collect them that way, but as for myself, what we found out is that they just get scratched, they get lost. Things happen to them and they get corrupt or something happens. So we really are enjoying the digital aspect of that type of a platform for our movies. The next thing that you may be thinking about is things like memory seat, heads-up display. Memory seat and heads-up display are usually reserved for vehicles upper echelon trim level like the Ultimate package or the Limited. And those things are just really super ultra convenient luxury items. So when you find yourself sitting in these cars, test driving them, and you're like, man, I really need that heads-up display, just think about it. Like it keeps your eye line about right here when you're looking at the speedometer or the different notifications on the car, but it really doesn't change your entire life, and it may not be worth spending $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 more for that particular trim level. Remember, we're still talking about a Santa Fe. You could have gotten a Santa Fe that was an SE and did not have heads-up display instead of the Limited and saved yourself about $5,000 to $7,000. But when you need to have the heads-up display in the memory seat, just know that it doesn't come with just those 2 things. So you're going to be paying for a lot of stuff that you're not even going to use. I hope this stuff is making sense to you. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. That way you don't miss these videos when we go live or we drop a new one. Another thing that is a bone of contention with people, even in my office, is cool seats. Cooled, ventilated seats. So, you know, first of all, they're not AC seats. They're just ventilated. They have fans in the seats that pull air off your body or blow air on you. Heated seats are really cool, especially if you live in a cold climate. But ventilated seats are definitely a luxury, and they usually only come in the very upper echelon of the car. So when you say to yourself, I've got to have cool seats, you are telling yourself, I'm going to spend $7,000 to $10,000 more for this particular car when I could have spent less and not had the cool seats and did myself a favor. Now, I'm saying all this stuff not to take all the fun out of the cars, guys. I'm trying to help you think about what your future is when it comes to how you're spending your money. You know, do you want it all going into a car so you can have the cool seats and the heads-up display and a surround view camera which has a 360 view? I don't know why you'd ever need that, but it happens. But, you know, basically just think about where your dollars are going over the next 5 to 7 years. And just try to remember, if you can, your dad. You know, your dad would be like, you don't need that stuff. Think about it, you know. Can you get by without a DVD player? Can you figure out a different way to have the kids watch movies or be entertained as you're going on the road? People old like me, we had to play what's the next red car. We had to count them. But, you know, for you, you know, think about these things when you're buying a car that will help you direct your dollars elsewhere instead of just into the car for the next 5, 6 years. Now, don't get me wrong, that stuff is really cool to have, and if it works within your budget, go ahead and buy it. But more importantly, you know, navigation is one of those things that I find very few people use. Like, if you're a realtor who's always going to different houses, I find they use it. Contractors who need to be at different locations all the time, they actually use the navigation. So if you're in a profession that requires you to have hands-free, voice-activated navigation in a fixed screen in your car every day, I totally understand that. But the majority of us just don't need it because we have other tech that provides navigation for us at our fingertips every day. Now, we have a whole playlist for car tips. If you want to check those out, we've got those posted for you. And please, as usual, fill in the comments with any questions you have. And don't forget to like the video. Give me a thumbs up, and we will catch you soon with another video talking about cars. Thanks, guys.